Okay, welcome to the Hard Surface Handbook. This is Josh on this recording, and in this video we're going to discuss Auto Smooth. Now, Auto Smooth is a super important functionality in hard surface modeling, and we can pretty much knock out what it does in just a few minutes here. So what I have is a default cube in the scene, nothing special. Now if I right click and choose Shade Smooth, watch what happens. The shading goes absolutely ballistic, it's no good. The reason this is happening is because it's trying to smooth over a very harsh angle here. If you try to smooth over a 90-degree angle, it's just not going to look very good. But, for example, if I had a big bevel here, actually, as a matter of fact, if I just beveled the whole thing, you're going to see it smooths out a lot nicer because we have a much more rounder surface to smooth over. So, yeah, with that in mind, that's basically why the shading turns terrible. This angle is just too harsh to smooth over, so the shading doesn't look very good. So oftentimes we need to tell Blender, hey, I don't want you to smooth this area because of its angle. And Auto Smooth does this specifically. So if we go to this green triangle panel under Normals and tick on Auto Smooth, this is only going to smooth based off of this angle. And basically what Blender is saying is, okay, anything above 30 degrees, I do not want you to smooth out. And as you can see, this cube is only consisting of 90-degree angles, so since 90 degrees is above 30 degrees, Blender's saying, okay, since we're above this angle, we're not going to smooth it out. Now anything below 30 degrees will be smooth, and I can demonstrate this here. If I were to bevel this, or if I did a chamfer, it's going to be at 45. So if I do another bevel, it's going to be at half of that, which is 22.5. So if we pull that up, you're going to see this area will be smoothed because this angle right here at these edges are below the 30-degree threshold. Now, truth be told, most of the time you don't need to worry about the angles and do any sort of calculations. 99% of the time, all I do is I drag the angle until it looks good, and that's usually all you're going to have to do. And you're going to see in this case, right when it hits 45, because this is a 45-degree angle apparently, that is when it starts smoothing out. So this is a good example here. So maybe I'll just go above 45. So now what you're going to see is, okay, Blender's saying anything below this 48.2 degrees, I want you to smooth out. So it looks like this bevel is getting smoothed out. But anything above that, I do not want you to smooth out. And since the rest are all harsh 90-degree angles, Blender is not smoothing those. And as you may have guessed, if we go to 90 degrees, what's going to happen? The shading is going to get terrible. So right when we go above 90 degrees, shading goes crazy because now it's smoothing over those 90-degree angles. So that's no good. But like I said, most of the time 30 degrees works pretty well. And you don't really have to worry about calculating anything. You can just kind of go around and adjust this manually. So here's a little bit of a more specific example. What I'm going to do is just select this and remove this bevel modifier. This is just a little project I was working on not too long ago. So if we go to the Auto Smooth functionality here, you're going to see it looks like 30 degrees smoothed out everything pretty nicely. But if this was at anything different, sometimes it'll get jagged, or if it's too high, then sometimes the shading will just go crazy. So like I said, don't worry about the angles and all the calculations. Literally, just take the angle and drag it until it looks like it should. So in this case, it looks like it's around 30 degrees, works pretty well. And that's basically the Auto Smooth functionality, so you don't have to stress too much about it. It's super simple and allows you to smooth based off of angles in your geometry.